broadcast, my Facebook and YouTube. So I have a 10-minute record of this. You'll keep track of the time in there, Adam.
Oh, who's speaking?
So you'll find out right now, Adam. So
Okay.
welcome everybody to the second part of our meeting, which is there a time on there? Okay, so the second part of our meeting, we're going to be talking about referrals for 10 minutes. And I'm going to kick it off, and then we're going to go around the table and offer some tips on what is a good referral for you. But more importantly, before that, I wanted to chat about what I think a really great referral is. And to me, it's somebody that you actually have bragging rights about. So say, I really am impressed by something that James did, or he made a big impact in something in our lives, whether he did a refi for us, which he actually did, but we've seen him in action several times. And when we give a referral for, say, James or any of you guys, we talk to that person. So say I'm talking to Suzanne and I say, hey, you didn't meet James yet, and I'm talking about him. How well do you sound enthusiastic about another small business person, workaholic professional, entrepreneur, etc., that you're that referral? And I like to get your feedback or input on how you give a referral. How do you sound? Are you sounding enthusiastic? You're like, well, I have this guy that does electricity. Here, call this guy. Or do you say a little bit more? And what do you say? If you have bragging rights and you make and that person really made a good impact in your life. I mean, you could use a handyman as an example and say, this guy just installed a gate. You should have seen the detail he put into installing that gate. And when he went in, he didn't waste too much time going to Home Depot. He loaded up his car, came in, got right to work, and he didn't even charge me an arm and a leg, just an arm and a half a leg. So, and then you go, okay, and then here's the guy, and go use him, and here's why. So, what is a good referral for you? We'll go around the table, and I'd love to find out your thoughts on how you give referrals and what's a good referral for you. Let's start with James, and we'll go around the table on how do you give referrals.
All right, well, I'll start with the good referral for me is anybody who owns a home or doesn't own a home. Because if they don't own a home and they're renting or they're living with family and they're ready to move out, but they just don't know where to start, I can help them with that with my 35 years of experience in mortgage lending. If they have a lot of debt and they own a home, let's take a look at either a debt consolidation, refinance, cash out, or a line of credit, or even a personal loan. How do I give referrals? I ask a lot of questions to the person that is asking me to refer somebody. And I'll give you an example. I deal with many real estate agents, and everybody has different personalities. And if somebody says, I'm trying to buy a property in Florida and I need a realtor, I'm going to ask, how soon, what type of property, where, and what type of real estate agent do you feel you need? Do you need somebody who's going to drag you from house to house, 5 of them in a day, and get you a house tomorrow? Or do you want to get put on a drip? What's the personality of the person that you want to help you? Because I try to match the personalities as well. Because I can get them to somebody who's on the ball and will get them a house in 30 seconds, or somebody that'll put them on a drip campaign, take their time with them, hold their hand through the process. And then once they tell me what they want, then I can say, okay, based on what you're asking me for, I think this is the right person for you. And if that doesn't work out, let me know. I want you to interview them so that you're comfortable with them. That's how it is.
And thank you for that. How about Patrick? Do you have any thoughts on how you give a referral, what's a good referral for you, etc.?
Well, I can talk about what would be a good referral for me would be a CPA, a tax attorney, a tax accountant, also the enrolled agents that work for the IRS, that are enrolled by the IRS, any individual that put together tax information, because we work with those individuals, and we've always been able to go in and identify tax incentives and tax credits which they either are unaware of or overlooked for our clients. So, another good referral is anyone who employs 10 or more individuals. If if you know anyone that has a business that employs over 10 individuals, there are tax incentives for that individual's business, just waiting to be had. There's so many of them. As I said earlier, the government has put in $2.3 trillion this year in tax incentive monies. In 1921 or 2021, only 10% of the monies that were out there for tax incentives were taken by small businesses. So there's a lot of money being left on the table for that.
But a prerequisite for you is they have to file their taxes.
Yeah, yeah, we can't.
I just want to know because
No,
I get
you're
calls all the time.
you're
you know,
absolutely
I'm
right.
pressing my luck.
You're absolutely right. If they don't file taxes, then we can't help them.
Okay.
Do they have to own, like you said, we were discussing yesterday, do they have to own commercial property or just a business of 10 or more?
Just a business of 10 or more.
Okay.
If they own a commercial property, then there's that many more tax incentives available for commercial property owners. Yes.
Okay, Ira, what's that?
Do you want me to turn the camera?
Yeah, sure you can, since you know how to do that. Okay, Ira.
I'm smiling. A good referral for me is anybody in the healthcare industry. It could be home health aides. It could be a senior living community like this. Physical medicine, anybody that works with seniors, anybody actually that has children in the house, that has parents or grandparents is a wonderful referral for me on my CPR. And we go anywhere 24/7, you know, just anybody that needs a ride to the airport. That is totally mouth to mouth. And that's what I need best. And I can accommodate anybody with the rides 24/7. I did get calls, I still do, at 9:30 in the morning. They told me I can't come to work at 3 o'clock. Can you certify me? So even with that, I'm available 7 days a week. A good referral is anybody, basically, that has a family that wants to learn how to save a life. Thank you.
When you're giving a referral, though, like say you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I'm giving a referral, I'll find out exactly what it's for. And then I'll suggest somebody that, again, that I think would fit in and do a good referral.
Excellent. Let's go with Adam and give us your thoughts on referral. I'll just point
Okay.
this at you.
Okay. So a good referral for me is, again, anybody with a family. When I was doing weddings and video for weddings, the way I would sell the video to the bride is that the video is not for you. It's for your children and grandchildren. So the Your Life story is really not for you. It's for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, etc. So, and where I came from it is that I found an audio tape from 1972 of my grandfather giving out Hanukkah presents. It was Thanksgiving in Hanukkah, and I hear my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts and uncles who all passed, and it's just like if I had the video of it, it would be so much better. But I have their voice, have their audio, and it's just amazing. So to tell your story and to be able to put information that you wouldn't say verbally to your children and grandchildren, and so that they know how you've lived and how your life journey has been enabled, and how they can incorporate that into their life. So, and this is a good time now to, again, like I said, people are giving this as a gift for Christmas time for their family. So any family, anybody who has a family, most of us have families, so hopefully.
And if you knew somebody, say, that needed health insurance and they were under 65, would you just say, call this guy Gene, or would you say a couple of things about him or why you should call him?
Right, because that's what's great about this group is that we've had one-on-ones with mostly everybody here, so we know each other a little bit better. And I could say that, you know, if somebody needed health insurance, I say you have to call Gene. Gene's the guy. He has all this tons of experience, and he can get what's right for you because I know him. That's where it is. You build a relationship here, and you know each other, and that's how you can help each other and help this group grow.
On that note, Gene, why don't you tell us how you do referrals?
So a good referral for me is like family, individual, small business who have to pay for their own health insurance. There are a lot of people out there who don't work for a company that gives them like group insurance. And those are the best type of referrals for me. Also, someone who was working for a company and got laid off, and they were given Cobra. Cobra is very expensive. That's a great referral for me because we'll always beat the Cobra rate. And there are a lot of layoffs, especially in the tech industry, and people who reach out to me when they're getting the same insurance they had, but now they have to pay for it. They don't get the subsidy from the company, so it's real expensive. So pretty much those are the best referrals. Even if someone has group insurance, but it's really expensive to put a spouse on or children on, what we could do is we could tell the person who works for the company, stay on that plan if you want, and you could put your wife or your children on another type of plan that we have. So we do that. We also do a lot of that. The way I give referrals out, like if I'm talking to a customer and they say, "Hey, do you do car insurance also?" And I'll say, "No, I only do health insurance, but I do know someone in my groups that I go to who does car insurance. Same thing for homeowners insurance. It's a lot of people mention to me, you know, someone who does homeowners insurance. Now I don't do that, but I'll go to either this group or another group I'm in, and I'll search for someone that either I know or I don't know, and I'll call them up and I'll give them information who's looking for the homeowners insurance. I'll give them their name and their phone number, and I'll introduce the two of them. So that's pretty much how I give out referrals. I also go on social media, different websites. If I see someone, hey, I'm looking for a painter. Does anyone know a painter? And I'll reach out to someone in my groups who does the painting.
So a little bit more than just here's a card and a phone number. Excellent.
Yeah, I usually reach out to the person and say, hey, this person is looking for like a painter.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them some information about them.
Thanks, Gene. And how about Arnie?
Okay, so it's interesting that you're doing this about referrals because I brought some information about the best referral piece, and I've been doing marketing for a few years. Maybe, I don't even know, I lost track. Maybe 50 some? I don't know.
Less
60,
than
70,
the
80,
keys on a piano.
whatever it is. So
88.
this is the very best. First of all, we're networking here, okay? And this is old-fashioned marketing, right? Isn't this the old-fashioned way? Well, print is gone pretty much, right? Print is a waste of time because of the internet and online and so on. However, I'm going to show you a print piece that works. This is the best referral piece I've ever seen, especially for realtors. We need to talk. Okay. What is it? Why? It's because it's targeted. Okay. Let me give you an example. This will go into homes because it's cute, and it's distributed by veterinarians. Okay. So this specific book, okay, coloring book, is distributed by West Atlantic Veterinarian. That's what my take on old Duncan. Okay, so he's doing 1,000 of these. We're gonna have 5,000 of these going out to Boca, Boynton Beach, okay, and Delray. 5,000, okay, a card size ad in here. Okay, let me show you some ads. Here's some ads, different ads. Okay, different ads. The card size ad in here is $300. $300 going to 5,000 places is, believe it or not, 6 cents. So you can go into a household for 6 cents. All right. If you mailed it, who knows what it is anymore? 60 cents, I don't know. All right. But it's different because this is a permanent brochure. People will not throw it away. It stays. Okay, and I'll give you proof. Sold this to a Century 21 in Indiana before I moved here. 3 years later, the marketing director called me. She said, "You won't believe it. We got 3 leads last week from the books." 3 years later. Okay, why? Because it was still out there. All right. So a business card ad is $300. It's 6 cents. A quarter page ad is $450, and that is 9 cents. I mean, it's insane. It's an insane way to do it. Okay, and then with a realtor or a mortgage person or whoever's doing it, what you do is in conjunction with a realtor, right? They get half on the back page, okay, and so on. And the color, it's a glossy color book. It's not a piece of junk, all right? So that's one idea. Also, here. Okay, so that's referrals. That's a great way to get referrals from good advertising, good targeted advertising. good referral for me is, on this scenario, is someone that wants to donate to the DAC Foundation, because this all supports my dog foundation, which is, the DAC Foundation, lost DAC a long time ago. And, the Dog Foundation, DAC Foundation mission is to help rescues and shelters with their veterinarian bills. So we have a great cause, and we do a lot of that nationwide. Okay, so that, I'll leave it at that, but I have one other piece I just want to show you. I once did this for realtors, and it's a business builder book. It's a whole book. Each page is a full presentation on a topic for realtors, and there's 16 different topics for realtors, how they better their business. This can be done for business, and we should do this as this group.
Now, if you were to refer, if you were to refer Adam,
Okay, I
is
have
he a
referred
photographer?
Adam. I've referred Adam.
How would you do that though?
Yeah, okay, so, let me ask you a question. You know, I do AI marketing videos. I'm talking to somebody, right? Somebody, and, let me ask you a question. Do you have video in your marketing? If you don't have video in your marketing, why market? That's everybody here. Okay, why market? Okay, because in today's world, you need to have reels, those little 1-minute videos and so on. But if you need a really professional video, might cost you a little bit more money. I got the great guy that has great experience in that, and he does a phenomenal job.
So video, you're a
Maybe.
strong proponent of.
That guy you have.
Hmm?
That guy you have.
I haven't met him yet, but I'll find him. I'll
Please.
find one. Okay, so that's how I
Sorry.
would, how I talk about Adam, okay?
You would make a video
I'm
for
not-
Adam? Is that how you would refer him?
No.
What would you tell
no,
people about him?
No. He's a professional video man. He'd make his own videos, okay?
True, very
The point
true.
is, all I'm saying is, that's how I would introduce Adam, okay? And I would also say I've run into a lot of video people, but Adam's the guy. Okay, then with Gene, I would talk about Gene because Gene actually took care of me, okay? In conjunction with Sarah, and just took care of me. He did a great job. He followed up. He did everything he was supposed to do, and then some. So that's great. And James, I refer James all the time now, whether the people get to you or not. They weren't really good leads yet, okay? So I didn't bother you with them because I don't want to bother you with something that's not good lead yet either. But the difference between what I've seen with James and other mortgage people is he knows what he's doing. And I love your persistence idea about staying with people, whether they bought or they didn't buy. Okay, that's what business is really all about. That's what referrals are about. So he's the man. Okay, as far as that kind of goes.
So
There aren't too many people that do tax like he does, but I'm a little disappointed because of his knowledge, okay, and telling us about this trillion, what was it, 2 trillion?
2.3 trillion.
2.3 trillion that the government's giving away again, and my taxes keep going up because the giveaways. I mean, I can't believe what this government's.
But we're going to keep the discussion to referrals.
Oh,
So
that's right.
we're going to let other people talk. So I'm going to give
I'm
Kim a chance, and Suzanne and Mary and
Thank you.
Sarah.
Thank you.
So thank you, Arnie. And how about Kim? Do you have any thoughts on how you give referrals and what's a good referral for you?
Sure. Giving referrals recently, a lot of times is on Facebook, and not so much even for business, but I have a lot of friends on Facebook. So oftentimes people will put out a question, does anybody know a good mechanic, or, I'm looking for a health insurance agent. So a lot of times I'm doing it to that, which has made me want to really jump on my own business, social media more. So I think that's a great referral source, a great way to refer other people. And like everybody has said, I do try to learn a little more about each person, what they do, so I can really give a great referral. I have.
Does that work all the time though, when you're asking on social media and it's total strangers coming back and saying, call this doctor? Next thing I'm going to have a list of 20 doctors to call, or 20, this is great. And you come back and say, invite them here, versus as you get to know people in a group like this, maybe it's a more trusting, maybe referral from people that you know versus the bathroom wall of the internet.
Well, a lot of us are very close on this social media. So if
Yes.
somebody jumps on with a question, a lot of people are referring the same people that they've worked with that have had a good reputation. So it is a good way to do it.
Okay,
Um,
fair enough.
By the way, my videos have captions built in.
I love that.
Oh, built
That's a
in.
great thing, and that's something that's important for a lot of types of meetings. I go to meetings, I do the Hearing Loss Association meetings, and we have to have captioning because people just can't hear the speakers clearly, even with microphones.
And I can do any language.
I love that. So as far as a referral for
Swahili.
me would be anybody with hearing loss. It doesn't matter where they live in the United States or the U.S. territories. It doesn't matter how old they are or how much money they have or don't have. We're strictly focused on helping people that have a hard time hearing on the phone. So anybody that fits that category would be a great referral for me.
And thank you for contributing to this part of the session. How about Sarah, since you got up and you're sitting there, would you like to share what's a good referral for you and how do you give referrals? Either way, that's good.
Okay. A good referral for me is somebody who is in their 50s, 60s, who is thinking about retirement and who's concerned about having enough income in retirement because most people don't have a pension anymore. So Social Security is not enough to survive. And most of us want to maintain the same lifestyle that we've been used to. So that is a very good referral for me as somebody in that age range who is thinking about, who may have some 401k money, is not sure what that's going to do for them in retirement. And the second phase of retirement planning is the distribution phase, when you start to take money out of your IRAs, 401ks, and personal savings. So that would be an excellent referral for me. And referrals are really great because it's an introduction to somebody who knows you, who knows the person that needs your help. And it's like gold because you don't have to go out there and market for it. You don't have to advertise. It just comes to you. And I always say thank you to people who refer me because I think that's so important. And let's not forget to say thank you because it's so valuable. And the way I give referrals is just trying to find out what the person's needs are and trying to hook them up to the right party.
So Sarah, so what about people in their 80s that think they're 60?
We can help those too, absolutely. A lot of people who are already retired think that there's nothing that they could do to improve their financial situation, but that's not true. In 99% of the cases, there's something that we could do to improve their disposable income.
Besides
Yes.
cut out 3 coffees a day at a restaurant.
I drink coffee.
On that note, how about Suzanne? Why don't you share what's a good referral for you and how do you give referrals?
A good referral for me is a provider, a single providers, a small group of providers that don't want to get involved with billing and following up the claims and things like that with the administrative hassles of dealing with the insurance, et cetera. And so we work with outpatient facilities. We work with, like I said, any kind of provider that you're looking for. We also do contracting, credentialing. We renegotiate your contracts for you so that the idea is to gain more revenue for your organization. That is included with our billing our billing products. If you're just looking for credentialing or re-credentialing or renegotiation for your contracts, that we can do that too, and that is just priced, per contract. Another thing that I do is I work with providers, as I said earlier, to provide coaching opportunities not only for them but for their staff. And I am a nerd. I'm a professional geek, and I learn the criteria. I learn what an insurance company is looking for in documentation, so that when a data service or chart is requested by an insurance company, you can send it in with confidence, knowing that your claim will get paid. I also do audit support for providers. So when a payer comes in, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, Aetna, United Healthcare, whoever it is, and says, we need X number of your charts, I go through and I review all of your charts before they're sent in to say, okay, these are the items that they're going to question. Fix it now so that when you come to negotiating, you're in a better position to say, yes, mea culpa, I messed up, but I fixed it. And moving forward, this is our new procedure. So, we offer quite a number of services for our providers and for just even, someone who says, oh my goodness, I just got a letter from United Healthcare, what do I do? And, and then we help you, we provide you the support for that. So that would be a good referral for me. Any kind of provider that is looking for billing assistance. I speak insurance. It's my second or third or something like that language. I'm fluent in it. Most people don't understand their insurance. And so most doctors don't understand insurance when they're prescribing or when, they're filing claims, etc. And so that's how, I can explain it to them. I'm very successful with my providers. I just recently resolved a $1.6 million claim rejection issue for a provider up in Illinois, and he's going to get paid for all that. So he's jumping for joy. Let's just say that he's jumping for joy because now his 2023 is going to end up not in the red. So he's quite happy about that.
That's great.
And so now the way that I refer is, quite similar to everybody, is that, I for example, someone says, I want to buy a house, again, I say, for example, what are you looking for? How soon? What kind of house are you looking for? Because some realtors specialize, for example, in, first-time home buyers, or, they need a mortgage person who knows that market. If someone says, I need a roof, okay, this is a roofer, I know him from this experience, or, he's widely, everybody gives great positive commentary on him. I may not have used him myself, but if I hear other people endorsing, someone else's services, then you're kind of like you're vicariously tagging in on that. I do caution though that in times I have referred business, and it did not turn out to be a good situation. The person didn't treat that client right, or whatever the situation is, and unfortunately that refers back, that reflects back on you too. And it might ruin your business relationship. So, when you're referring business, just to make sure that not only is it a good referral, but that there's a good relationship there, because it's your reputation as well.
Any tips on how to get that relationship better? Coming to groups like this, getting to know people.
I believe in, like you call it, the old-fashioned way, because there was a recent study done, and I can't remember who did it, but it was a medical organization, and they said that our millennials are more likely to just go online and find something, like if they're like, well, I need a new doctor, or I need a plumber, or whatever, they're gonna, plumber near me, and whoever is close by, that's who gets the winning bid. But is that the right situation, versus, personal endorsement of, that company, if I had a personal endorsement, I'm more likely to use that versus, going, like you call it, the bathroom wall, to, all the names on the wall, you just kind of pick a card and, okay, that's what I'm calling, it gives you a little more confidence in the person who's going to be performing for you.
Maybe if you're more urgent, the bathroom wall works great, the internet, or maybe it's a little knowledge, a dangerous thing too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have put it out like on social media and said, hey, at minimal, I said, hey guys, I don't have a wheelbarrow. Does anybody have a wheelbarrow I can borrow? And I got 3 people back saying I have a wheelbarrow. I mean, was that referring business? No, but that's just endorsing that, when you have a tight knit
You said
group,
wheelbarrow? For a second, I thought you said wheel-bearer. And I was like, what's that? It's a new term I didn't know.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
a hearse, you just kind of wheel them out,
Gotcha.
And
Speaking of wheelbarrow and referrals, here's something I do. Here's a tip, a referral tip on Facebook. I send out anywhere from 7 to 15 birthdays, videos every morning on Facebook. Been on Facebook for a million years, and one of the videos I send out is, heard a rumor that it's somebody's birthday today. Understand it's your birthday. By the way, I also heard another rumor that it's going to rain money in your area today. Do you own a wheelbarrow? Okay. I got more feedback on that specific video. Actually, I didn't do it as a video, but I'm doing it as a video now. But I got more response from that birthday thing, and I averaged 17% return. At least contact back. Thank you, money, that kind of thing. Or do you have, no, I have a pickup truck, you know, stuff like that. Get crazy stuff. I already love that. And it worked, it really worked. And then all of a sudden, I'm selling home warranties, so every once in a while, oh, hey, by the way, I need a warranty. Got that several times. So it was really good. Okay.
Well, thanks, Arnie, for that. We only have about 10 more minutes of our meeting, and I want to get in our last thoughts at the end. And Mary Jo, tell us how you give referrals and what's a good referral for you, and how do you give one?
Alrighty. Health and wellness is what I do, and everybody needs health and wellness. And so people who are interested in health and wellness would be who I would like to refer to and get information to. There's so many different ways that we can things we can do to keep ourselves healthy. And the essential oils, the patches, clean water is so important. A system under your sink or the whole house for clean water is so important. So that would be who I would want to talk to. Anybody who's interested in health and wellness. So, and for referring, being part of this group and just knowing what each person does is very helpful in referring you on to someone else who may need you. So, yeah.
And did anybody not go yet, or just me? Okay, I guess I'll stand in front of the camera.
So, for me, with Primerica, a good referral for me is somebody between 20 and 55. They probably have children. If you're at a soccer field or something and you're with some friends, and maybe it comes up in conversation, did you do any planning for college yet? Usually parents talk to each other, and if you happen to know someone hasn't done any planning for college yet, or perhaps maybe you're getting closer to retirement and maybe you haven't done enough, or or there's a question that maybe you have, like, you always wondered about the 3 Ds of investing. How does that work? And if you have these 3 Ds of investing and you no longer have to have all your emotion tied up in your investing and you're not getting it from your current financial advisor, just think as a plain way to do it. But how I give you a sense of how I love to give referrals, especially this group. We appreciate people coming to our group, and the way we do that is we just are excited about the concept of in-person networking groups. James is a big proponent. He's always told us in meetings that 20% of his time he goes to in-person groups. I was mentioning to James that we went to another group that was on this Penn Discoveryville, this other assisted living down the street, and we met Kim at that group, and there was 10 people that came, and we were just chatting, and our enthusiasm just said, hey, we're running another group, are you available on Wednesday? Sometimes it's just a matter of the day and the time, and a little bit of pep in your step instead of just, sometimes when I'm giving my speeches, I'm excited at the beginning, and then for some reason at the end, I peter out a little bit. Like, I'm not as excited. I have to remind myself to be more excited. So, if anything, be more excited when you're giving a referral and be more excited in our businesses, because I'm sure we all have something that we all feel is important that we should all know about. On that note, I want to go back around the room to conclude our meeting with our typical plaque here. But if you could take 10 seconds, instead of necessarily, you could pick one of these. You had about 10 or 15 seconds, go around the table really quick, and just say either one takeaway that you got out of today's meeting or something on this sheet. So say something, Ira, for 10 to 15 seconds, a takeaway or something on that sheet.
I have an announcement. I'm going to be gone until January 5th. I might be able to make next meeting. Not sure yet what's going on. I learned today a couple of things about marketing, and some things are good to look at. So I think it was a good group.
Adam?
So, yeah, I have testimonial for Martha, who's not here today. Martha helped my son with his computer. It turns out he actually needed to buy a new computer, but she was so nice, and she came over twice, and she tried to fix his computer. And she's just a terrific asset.
Thanks, Adam. And Gene?
Here's a tip. The open enrollment last day is December 15th for a plan to start January 1st. But if you do miss it, you could still get onto a plan before January 15th. It just won't start till February 1st.
Ira?
Now,
I mean, I Arnie. Sorry, the other
I have
A.
an idea for referrals, James. Where did you get that? That that's someone you know, right?
Someone I know.
We need her information.
It's on the basket.
Okay, but we need it.
You got
We
it.
need it. Wow,
Yeah.
that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sweet
Yeah.
things?
Sweet things.
Oh,
Ah,
sweet things,
sweet
yeah,
things.
I know. Oh, one word.
Thanks, Arnie. And how about Kim? One takeaway from today's meeting, or we usually pass this around and people can pick one of those
I would
things.
say that I learned today that networking meetings are great if you continue to go and develop relationships.
Exactly.
Thanks, Kim. And Sarah?
I have a referral. I gave a referral to Jean. Got a call from somebody who was referred to me. She's under 65 looking for health insurance, so I passed that referral to Jean.
I saw you busy on the other side of the wall, in lots of Zoom meetings with Gene. So good that you guys are working together. That's awesome. And
that wasn't work.
work? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe it was extra money coming into the somehow. All right, Suzanne.
First, I learned that from after reading your last book, I'm looking forward to reading this one. And I had a fantastic one-on-one with Patrick, and so I can't wait to help you in your business. And I got to learn today more about other people's business before our quick little infomercials. And so I'm, for me, it's a little drag to get here, but it's always a good meeting. So I do appreciate that.
And thank you. And Mary Jo.
Well, it's that time of year, so call me if you need anything for gifts, because I have gifts for under $10, under $20, and in helping to make it a happy holiday season.
And what's one takeaway you got from today's meeting?
Oh my goodness, there was so much. The referral thing and all the different tips on referring has been terrific.
So happy Hanukkah. And about James.
Networking and referring are connecting, and we have to solve people's problems and meet people's needs, and you do that by listening more than talking.
I love that because there was a blog post on Alignable, by the way, and they talked about is listening as important as speaking, and sometimes it's more important. How about Patrick? Give us one takeaway from today's meeting.
Well, it's important to know who you're working with, and it's important to really have a group that you can come back to that is always there if you have questions and are not questioning what's going on. So it's very important.
Excellent. Okay, all good thoughts. On that note, we have this purple bag here as the last part of our meeting, which if anybody didn't do it yet.
Is everybody's card in here?
I didn't think mine is. So
Yours is.
Oh, it is? Okay, thank you.
Put a sticker in.
Hey, Paul, I want to thank you for your energy, man. You have lots of energy. I love it.
Adam?
I'm trying.
That red shirt he's wearing, that's what it is.
Hopefully,
You can put a
speaking of
sticker
that,
Here? Okay, perfect. You wanna?
this will encourage everybody to do a one-on-one from Wednesday to Wednesday.
Yeah, do a one-on-one, get to know each other. And remember, the one-on-one is not to sell the person, not to be a pitch. It's to learn more about each other, where you're from, what are your hobbies, so you get to
Did you say not to be a pig or not to be a pitch? Oh,
not a pitch.
oh, pitch. Okay. I need that thing, I think.
I gotta roll.
Okay, so Adam, thanks so much for joining us.
See you, everybody. Have a great day.
See you next
You
week.
too.
Okay. The last thought, though, is you might want to check out the speed networking on alignable.com. If anybody hasn't known yet, there's a new feature on alignable.com, and I sent you all an email. If you'd like to register for Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock, they have what's called speed networking, or they call it Smart Connect, where I'll run one at 8 o'clock every Wednesday. So it's another time for us to actually do one-on-ones in that speed networking, but it's really just a 7-minute glimpse. But you get broken up into a whole bunch of breakouts, and it can be really effective to force us to get to know each other within a short amount of time in that 1 week. So check out that speed networking.
Drum roll, please. Patrick is gonna meet Paul Finkelstein now.
Could you draw my card again? I know I drew Arnie's, so I could have.